Okay, so this is the second training session for the kickoff for our social grassroots team. We are super excited. We are heading into the final days of the campaign, and man, the momentum is heating up. It's exciting. I can't even believe it's about to be October. Like, where is the time going, right? I mean, it's just around the corner. November 3rd is coming right for us, and all of us here on the campaign staff, and including the Lieutenant Governor, just could not be more optimistic and excited about what lies ahead. And you guys are going to be such a big part of it. So part of tonight, I'm going to go through, why your role on our social grassroots team is important and how it will really make a difference in the end. So, okay, so let's just jump in. Why are we doing this? So if you're part of Team Forest in any capacity, you have probably seen our in the field grassroots network. That is what we are known for. The Lieutenant Governor and Hal Weatherman, our campaign manager, have spent the last 8 years across North Carolina building the strongest network of political activists, which are just everyday North Carolinians who want to bring a conservative message to North Carolina. We have chairs in every county. So Hal has set up an old-fashioned, what he would call an old-fashioned leadership network, chairs in every county. So that means we have representatives in every county that we work with directly. And what do these chairs do? They help put signs in the field. They organize poll workers. They organize our door hangers. They let us know what's going on in the county. I mean, obviously we're in Raleigh and part of us are in Charlotte. So we're not around the state. So, we have people in Clay County, Cherokee County, every county, multiple chairs in every county who contact us and let us know, hey, this is what we're hearing in this county. Here's the good, here's the bad. And when we're visiting a county, right, we'll contact our chair. They will help find a venue. They will help utilize a crowd. So that same grassroots network that's in the field, we want to duplicate for social media. And why is that? So we need to go where the voters are, right? So the voters are on social media. And they're on at least one. The majority of our voters are on Facebook. That is our bread and butter, but they're also on Twitter and Instagram. So those are our three main social media networks. Now, we do have a presence on YouTube. We do have a presence on Parler. We have a very small presence on Snapchat. So, but our main focus is Facebook, and then beyond that is Twitter and Instagram, and those are the three platforms that we're going to focus on with our social grassroots team. Why is that? Because the personal connection makes the difference. So we have an opportunity on social media to make a personal connection. We hear all the time about how leaders in Raleigh, they can't get a hold, no one answers the phone, no one responds to email, no one responds to Facebook comments. And we really go, while we can't always answer the phone because we're a very small staff, we do respond to messages, we do reply to voicemails, we do respond to emails, and we do make a point on Facebook and on social media to acknowledge, at the very least, just acknowledge a comment, and just respond if there's something we can do. I do believe that personal connection that we can make on social media will help bridge the gap and will make a difference in November. So on average, like I said, we have 3 platforms that we focus on, and on those 3 platforms, we have 5 accounts. And on average, in any given 24-hour period across all 3 platforms, we will get over 10,000 engagements. And a lot of that is comments, shares, likes, direct messages, retweets, hearts. I'm talking everything. That's over 10,000. Now, our communications team is very small. So you're looking at the digital team right here. So I am creating the content. I'm posting the content. I'm tracking the content. So I can't be, eyes and ears everywhere. So I am relying on my social chairs and you guys as our social team to just be my eyes and ears on things and posts that maybe I don't see, maybe things that I'm not saying. So I need a huge network just in these last days just to make sure that we leave nothing on the field, that everything to the best of our ability is we make that connection, we get voters to the polls, and we close the deal for Danforest in November. So when you got the email, we were calling it social ambassadors, but times change, right? So we actually have changed the name to social amplifiers. So if you're joining us, you consider yourself a social amplifier. Your goal is to amplify Dan Forest's message across the platform that you are on. So you're gonna, you're thinking like, what is my role? So if you're on Facebook, we are gonna ask you to join us on Facebook as a social amplifier. If you're on Twitter, and that's the role you're comfortable in, then join us on Twitter as a Twitter social amplifier. Same for Instagram. If you're on all three and you're very comfortable with all three, then join us as an amplifier on all three. We would, the more the merrier. We'd love to have you. But if you are only like, listen, I only like Facebook or I only like Twitter, that's the only one I want to concentrate on, that's great. We want you to focus on the platform that you're comfortable with. There's not a huge time for a learning curve, so don't worry about it. Just focus on the platform that you're comfortable with. Your role as a social amplifier, you're going to be equipped with pre-approved messages from our campaign that will answer our most frequently asked questions. And I'll tell you, the frequently asked question is, where can I get a yard sign? So we're going to equip with you with how to answer that. We're going to equip with you with like our messages of anything we want to push out that week. Maybe it's a law and order message. Maybe it's a school message. I mean, we are coming into the final days, so it's going to be, make sure to vote. Are you registered to vote? Do you need a ride to the polls? These are kind of the pre-approved messages that we are going to push on you that you can help amplify on social media. Another huge aspect of this as a social amplifier is what I would call rah-rah cheer, which is just, listen, there is so much excitement behind Dan Forest for governor. You can feel it when we're out in the events, and I have definitely felt a turn since Labor Day. The momentum is intense and people are so excited. So a lot of our comments will just be, I can't wait to vote for Dan Forest, or Dan Forest is the best, or run Forest run, or just anything like that. And I'm like, yes, let's all get behind that. So we're going to teach you how to jump on those comments and just help amplify that excitement, because people are drawn to hope and joy. And that is one thing, I think that is one of the legacies of Dan Forest, is that he is a politician and he is on the campaign trail, but when you're with him, he is very happy, full of joy, full of optimism, and that is magnified on our social media, and we want to be a part of that. Another aspect of a social amplifier's role is you will be in the know when something big is about to drop. So this might be our debut of a TV commercial that is going on digital, or just a message, a video from Dan. I gave, if you were part on on Facebook last night, you saw the Facebook Live of the Dan speaking at the Trump rally. Well, those that are our social chairs and social amplifiers, they knew that was coming hours before, because I propped them and said, hey guys, tonight at 8:30, there's a Facebook Live going out. Make sure if you can be on with us live, help us amplify the message when it's out. So you're being on part of this team, you're going to be in the know when big things are about to drop to help us amplify that message. Another thing is, as we get into these final days, is to show strength and unity when we respond to the Cooper team or media. This will be few and far between, because we keep our focus on Dan and his message, and that is our everything that fuels us. But there are times where we do respond back to a false allegation from Governor Cooper's team. And when we do, we're going to want you to be behind that. So being on the social amplifiers role, you get to be part of that. Like I said about Facebook Live earlier, being here will help us to amplify our big events. So we do have a big upcoming event, the debate between Dan Forest and Governor Cooper. It's coming up in the middle of October. That would be something where I would say, hey guys, it's all hands on deck. If you at all possible carve out this time, be on social media. I'm going to give you direction on what to do, because I'm going to be relying on you to help us amplify that event. And so I just expect that to increase over the next few days. All right, so why is all of this important? I want to give you a really quick example, and I'm going to start with Twitter. So as you can see, Joe isn't, the average person on, on Twitter has about 200 followers. If you have 200 followers, you're gonna, every time you tweet, you're gonna get about 1 to 3 likes and retweets, if that. Let's say we have 25 Twitter amplifiers on our team, which we're very close to having. So Joe is on Twitter. He sends a random tweet that says Dan Forest for governor, and he doesn't tag anyone. Using Twitter search, we're going to show you how you can find it, and you can blast it out to your fellow social amplifiers. Now, imagine you're on a team, you get this tweet of Joe who said Dan Forest for governor, and imagine all 25 amplifiers, they jump on that tweet, they give him 25 likes, 25 retweets, 25 replies saying, hey, yes, Joe, welcome to Team Forest. Hey, make sure you go vote. Hey, are you following at Team Forest NC or at Dan Forest NC? That is a huge, rush right now. A lot of people live for this kind of stuff. So Joe is going to feel like a rock star after all this attention, because it is going to come out of nowhere. So that rush is not forgotten, and we can't, discard that rush might be a motivation for Joe to get off the couch and in the car and to the polling booth. So I'm telling you, these little things matter. And in an election where in 2016, where Governor Cooper won by less than 10,000 votes, every vote matters. We cannot leave anything on the field, and that is how we're approaching this team. So putting that behind, that is a huge show of strength and unity. And I want to show you, over the past couple of weeks, as I have been preparing this program to kick off, I've actually appointed social chairs across each platform. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But that being said, over the past couple of weeks, I've been working with a small team of about 15 people dedicated to this program, just to kind of give us a head start. And there's 2 things that we've accomplished that I'm very proud of. I want to show you. This is what we can do. Hold on, I just gotta, you still see me? One is, if you saw a couple of weeks ago, Governor Cooper put out a tweet, and I'm gonna pull it up right here. This was the tweet that he put out. He said, our elected leaders and candidates should be leading by example during this pandemic by wearing masks and social distancing on a campaign trail. This was right after a President Trump rally and also a Dan Forest for Governor event that we had. And we can read between the lines and really felt like that he was trying to mass shame us. And we just we're in a place where we just weren't having it, right? So I, with the campaign coordination, obviously, and I got with our social team, and this is how we responded. And this is an article showcasing how we responded. So this is Abigail Jordan. She is one of our Twitter social chairs. This is Team Forest. So if you're on Twitter, this is the account you're going to want to follow. This is our campaign account. This is another conservative account that we didn't even tell them. It's just once we started, it just kind of started snowballing. This is our field director. This is Sylvia. She's our other Twitter social chair. This is Russell. He's just one of our Twitter followers that just joined in. There's the North Carolina Republican Party. Anyways, it goes on and on and on. Grayson, he's our Facebook chair, but he's also on Twitter. Anna Scott Marsh, she's on our fundraising team. So you can see how a small team of less than 15 people got together and focused on one common, platform and one common tweet or post. And here we got free earned media showing Governor Cooper's hypocrisy and giving some positivity to the Lieutenant Governor and some positivity on our campaign. So that little small thing right there, just imagine what we can do now with over 50 people, which is what we're looking at having. And I expect it to grow in the next week or 2. Another thing that we've accomplished that I was actually really proud of is, I have it highlighted right here, Travis Fain. He is a reporter. He is not very friendly to us a lot of the time, but if you saw this right here was another Roy Cooper ad that was both on Facebook and Twitter. And it says right here, I would lift the mask mandate for the state. Now, as Hal always tells me, we have to own what we say, and that is something that the lieutenant governor believes, that when he becomes governor, he will lift the mask mandate. So we were like, hey, that is true, and that's us, and we're going to own it. And we believe that the people of North Carolina want the opportunity to choose for themselves, to have that freedom to choose. So we took his ad that was meant to be a detriment. As you can see, after one 24-hour period, that his post got 4.7 engagements, 4.7 thousand engagements, excuse me. This is ours. I lifted his graphic. I put it on Twitter and Facebook, on our Twitter and Facebook, and after the same amount of time, you can see how our graphic got over 3 times the engagement and positivity and comments. And you can see, I'm gonna go back to Travis Fain's tweet, was, this appears to be a Roy Cooper campaign Facebook post against Dan Forest that the Forest campaign has lifted to use in its own Facebook post. And Forest has more likes. I don't think I have ever seen that. That is awesome. That is a crowning achievement. I'm very proud of this post and all of the work that everyone did to push this out. It was a great thing. But just imagine we have a more focused group, which is what is happening here, how much we can just continue to get the word out for Dan Forest. All right. All right, so you've heard me mention about social chairs. So I'm going to talk a little bit more, go in a little bit more detail. Here is a list of our current social chairs across all the platforms. So on Twitter, we have Abby, Sylvia, Alex, and several of them are on the call tonight. On Instagram, we have Ashley. On Facebook, we have Grayson, Brandon, Benny Joe, and Steve. Just in the same way. So each platform has a chair, and this chair is your go-to person. If you have questions, if you have concerns, if you see something that doesn't look right to you, if you see something that looks great and you think we need to push it out, if there's anything at all, they are your go-to person to help you. And I have direct communication with them. So a lot of time, because I'm traveling and I'm busy, I just can't get to everyone and just make sure everything is good, or I can't get messages for everyone. I'm going to send messages to them and they're going to turn around and share it with you guys. So we're all going to work together. We're one big team. I have been working with this group for the past month and it has been a real joy. So we are all, I can speak for all of them, that we are just all excited to have you guys on board. But this is kind of the setup that we have right now. All right, so what does it take to be a social amplifier? So basically, obviously, is you need to be on social media. Just pick one platform. There's no pressure. You're more than welcome to pick more than one platform, but one is all we ask. Just a commitment of 15 minutes a day. So what we show you and what we're asking you to do, I really don't think just a few minutes, whether it's in the morning, on your lunch break, or in the evening, of just taking that time of 15 minutes a day. There are times where we have big events or we have live events that I'm just like, hey, if you can be on, but listen, we all have family and lives. So if there's things you need to do, obviously we understand that, but to the best of your ability, we just ask that you commit in these final days of the campaign. Now, you have been getting emails about downloading the messaging app Slack. I'm going to show you some of that as soon as we get off this call. Those of you who have joined the call, if you should have registered on the email, and if you registered, I would have your email address. So if for some reason you didn't register, but you still found your way on here, just put your email in the chat feature so I have it. And the reason why I have it is I'm going to send you an invite directly from our workspace in Slack so you can join it. Once you join Slack, I'm going to show you on here. I am going to show you, all right, from here for this purpose, I have the desktop version. If it wants to, there we go. All right, so this is what Slack looks like on a desktop app. So when you jump on, you're going to be right here. You're going to come to this channel. It's called our welcome channel. And you should get a general announcement that just says, hey, welcome to Teen Forest on Slack. Please, make sure, I just asked for a couple of things. One is just make sure you have a profile picture because I want to see your beautiful or handsome face there. And then in your bio, it'd be really great help if you put, you know, your social media handles or anything like that, just so that myself and our social chair have easy access to that. And once you get parked here, when you look over to this side, you're going to see all these hashtags. This is what Slack calls channels. So you're going to want, we have a channel for each platform. So here we have a Twitter amplifier channel. Go on there. If you go up, you'll see the Instagram amplifier channel. That's if you're on Instagram, this is where you go. And then we have a Facebook amplifier channel. Now you're going to ask me, do I join one or do I join all? So it really just depends on how involved you want to be. Do you want to just be on one channel? Do you want to be on one platform or be on all three? It's really up to you. If time is an issue with you, I would just say, just focus on one channel, focus on one platform, and just put all your energy into that. And that's all we ask. That would be amazing. So how it works, this is just actually very easy. When you get to the social, you know, you can, this message goes right here. I'm just gonna say, hello, everyone. And then I think Brandon Gosey's on the call. So I'm just gonna say, you can just do the @ feature. It's like Twitter. So I know Alex is on the call. So I'm just gonna tag you, Alex, just so you can see how you tag. If you ever need to talk to anybody, you can tag them. If you come over here, you can see direct messages. So I can directly message any one of you. So there's Brad, hello, he was on our training yesterday. So I can direct message, if this is public, your general feed right here, and then your direct messages, if you need to send something privately, you can send it in direct message. You can reply, there it is, there's Alex, he responded, hey Alex, and then let's see, I think this is, you have a thread, and there's Ellen, she just joined. You can add little reactions. So you can definitely have, once you get in here and start playing around, there's Brandon, hey Brandon, you can have a lot of fun with this. Listen, we are not professionals on Slack. So I just started Slack about a month ago just for this purpose. So I have been learning, as well as all of the social chairs. There we go. So you can upload photos. You can, let me actually thank you, Brandon, because you reminded me I need to do something. So none of us are professionals. We're all figuring this out. Me and the social chairs, we all joined. I think for the most part, none of us had used Slack before either. So don't let that, you know, be an issue for you, because we're all learning. We're all figuring this out. In fact, I had to make some changes late last night because things weren't just not coming together. So we're all learning, right? We're having a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun and grace here. So thank you, Brandon. So yes, you can upload photos, you can upload videos. In fact, when you get to your channel, I'm gonna ask you, you've updated your profile picture, you've updated your bio, you're going to go to your channel. So let's say that I wanna join on Twitter. You're gonna come up, if you come up to the top, let's see, how can I move this? This needs to move. All right, there we go. All right, if you come to the top, there should be a pinned post, and there's one in every platform. There's a Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and it's all different. That pinned post is a quick, about 2 to 4 minute training video from myself. Sorry, you gotta keep just seeing and hearing me. I'm gonna show you right here.
Thank you so much for joining our Social Grassroots Twitter team.
And it's just a really beginning video to show you, here's a couple of things that you can start to do to get started. That you don't need direction on me to do. So that's the other thing. So you're going to do your photo, your bio, and head over to the pinned post, or go up and make sure that you watch your platform training video. All right, so we looked at Slack. So a couple of things on Slack Brandon was helping me out with. Okay, so what are you gonna do as a social amplifier? So yes, when we post something, of course, you guys jump on and get behind it. But a lot of times, you know, I'm now posting on Facebook 7 to 10 times a day, because we have a lot of content and it's all great. And all of it is just, I mean, everything we do is great and special. So I'm not saying it's not special. I'm just saying It's not like something like a Facebook Live or a TV commercial. It's just a post that we're putting out to get information out. So at any point of the day, you just log onto your Facebook. I'm going to show you what to do. Let's go. So here we are on the Danforth Facebook page. And these are posts from today. So I've already done, we have Back the Blue. There's a TV commercial. This was about what happened in Asheville. This was one that we pushed out. This is about the North Carolina Election Board. My computer wants to freeze. I apologize. Let's see. Let's see if this will speed it up some. There's Vice President Mike Pence. Sorry, my computer has decided to freeze. There we go. There, oh. Okay. Here we go. This is where I wanted to go. All right, so here's our latest post. We are rolling out our endorsements, and Danforth is proud to have the endorsement of the North Carolina Values Coalition. And I'm just going to show you, this is the work of Martha Jenkins right here. She is a Facebook social amplifier. She just joined yesterday, and here she goes. Dan will make a great governor, and Alice will be a great first lady of NC. That is a perfect comment. You're saying, is it that easy, Ruth? Yes, it is that easy. That is what I'm asking you to do for the most part. That is going to be 99% of the work, is to get on our post and post your support. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit, because obviously there's a lot of questions about trolls and negative comments. For the most part, our position on trolls and negative comments are to ignore them. And here is why. Because of algorithms and Facebook algorithms and how it works. So Facebook, you know, with their fancy algorithms and everything, they read the comments, they gauge activity, and basically, you know, on any given post, which that was a brand new post, so you see right here, we have 1.3 thousand engagements, 59 comments. You're gonna see the first comment or two. Facebook on comments, when you comment, if you interact with a comment, your Facebook is reading that as like, oh, hey, people are engaging with this content, so more people are going to watch it, so we're going to push this content up. So when we engage with trolls and we think that we're doing, you know, the campaign a favor, it's actually doing the exact opposite, because as you engage with that troll and other people then begin to join in, all this activity starts going under one comment, and that comment for that troll gets pushed up to the top. And when people are scrolling through our feed, or they see that post come across their feed, they're going to see that negative troll, and then all that just back and forth, going back and forth. And that's not what we want people to see. We don't want voters to see any of that happening. We want people to focus on Dan's message. We want people to focus on what we want them to focus on, right? So on average, a post will get upwards of 150 to 250 comments. Most people are not going to take the time to go through and scroll through all the comments, right? They're going to read the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe. Well, we want to engage with the positive comments under the post, so that those comments get lifted up to the top. So those are the first comments that someone sees. And then we want to ignore the trolls. Number one, you're not feeding the trolls. So when you feed the trolls, they starve and they eventually go away. So for the most part, that is, you know, what we stand by. There are minor exceptions. And listen, I'm in, you know, social media all the time. I do try to gauge, you know, once you're in this all the time, you start to see the same trolls over and over and over again. And, you know, I try to just, you know, let them kind of have their way, unless they get, you know, very harsh or mean, or just flat out just not being how they need to act, you know. Then I will make, you know, a situation where I will ban them, but I try not to do that because I just believe that Dan's message is for everyone, but at the same time, I don't want to engage them. So that's what you're asking. You're not on troll patrol per se. Your job is not to engage in these trolls. First of all, that would make your life miserable because it is not fun to engage with trolls, trust me. So we want to focus on Dan's message. We want to focus on an optimistic North Carolina, a future that we can be proud of. And his message is that. So if you have any questions on that, definitely put that in the chat feature, or let us know on Slack. We'll walk through that. And always let me know, because like I said earlier, I can't see everything. So you might see a troll that's engaging in unruly behavior. And so that is something that you can let your social chair know. And we will handle it from there, because we don't want people who come on our page to be bullied in any way, shape, or form. So that's definitely where we put our hand down. So that is a lot of it. It's just coming on here. And then Brandon very nicely shared a few things. You saw Martha. This is Brandon's screenshot, excuse me. See where Brandon saw Josh, just what I was saying, Josh Holman says, let's go, Dan, we'll take our state back. Well, Brandon jumped on and started interacting with Josh in a positive way, right? And that is just going to, and then Benny Joe right there, that she's another. So Brandon and Benny Joe are both of our Facebook chairs, and Grayson does a great job of this too, of just interacting with people, being positive. Welcome to Team Forest. They are going to engage that comment, and Josh, first of all, is going to feel like $1 million because he just got all this positive engagement on social media, and that comment is going to be lifted to the top. So they both did their job right there. And I'm telling you, going through that will literally take 15 minutes a day. Something easy too is going through our Facebook comments right here and just liking them, so like Martha's. Team, we need to get behind Martha's comment right here. We should have more than that. So let's get behind all of the positive comments and let's ignore, all the negativity. I'm going to go over here to Twitter, excuse me. And Twitter is basically ran the same way. Let's go down, because there's one I wanted to show you. This one. This is Ashley. She's actually one of our Instagram social chairs, but here she is on Twitter. You can see here, she did Run Forest Run. This was actually a great one, Ashley, because you didn't tag us, but we found you anyways. And that's our goal, is she did the hashtags, which is right. It's another way you can find people through Team Forest, Reopen NC, Dan Forest 2020. But I found you anyway, Ashley, and I got you on here, and I got the team behind, and we got over 13 retweets. Now, that may not sound like a lot, but listen, there's two groups of people who follow us on Twitter and see every single thing we do. That's Cooper's team, and that's the media. And it makes an impact. I'm telling you, when they see the excitement and the enthusiasm and the momentum, it doesn't matter if it has 1 like or 100 likes, everything makes an impact. So great job, Ashley. Tried to sneak in there, but I found you anyways. But it's a great, thing for me to use for training tonight. So thank you so much. These are the little things, and I go over this in the training videos on your platforms. So I don't want to take too much, take longer on that. And I want to make sure I answer your questions. Let's go back and make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, so we went over Slack. Like I said, it's pretty easy. If you have any questions, please email me. Once you're in Slack, I ask that you just message me on Slack, because that will just help keep everything, organized where it needs to be. Last housekeeping things before I go to questions is, as a social amplifier, look, we all have a responsibility as we represent the Dan Forest campaign, to take just a moment this evening to clean out your profile of anything questionable that may reflect poorly on the Dan Forest, on himself or the campaign. We are held to the highest standards of online engagement. So if there's anything questionable, we just ask that you just go ahead and take care of it. Don't really ever have this issue, but I always like to say, you just never know when something from a couple of years ago will just turn around and be something very embarrassing. And none of us want that to happen. So just think through, look through some of, the last couple of months, maybe even over the last year, see if anything is questionable. We are held to the highest standards of online engagement. So anything that, any type of activity online that we see that is questionable or we think reflects poorly or is not in our taste, we are going to have to address that. But look, I don't really expect a lot of that to happen because I know we're all here for one thing, and that is to get Dan Forest over the finish line and make him our next governor. We are here to create history, and that's what you are. Look, I don't know of any other campaign who's even doing a social grassroots team. So welcome to North Carolina's first social grassroots team. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'll tell you by the end of it, even if there's other teams, we're going to be one of the best because that is just what we do. So I'm super excited to have you on board. With that, I'm going to come back, stop sharing my screen here. And I'm going to open up 2 questions. Okay. Thank you, Jeanette, for sharing your email. So a question here, if our profiles are set to private versus public, then are we okay? I don't see that as being an issue. You might have an issue on Twitter just because I don't think people can find you through hashtags, or if you retweet and use a hashtag, then the only people that would see you are your followers. So I would consider, listen, on Facebook, I have very strict privacy settings on my personal one, so I understand that, but my Twitter is public, and I do use that for amplifying Dan's message. So just in the same context, look, I have a platform that I use to amplify Dan's message, and that's on Twitter. That's the one I make public. I keep all of my private stuff on Facebook on my personal account, and so I would say encourage you to follow that model. If you're on Facebook and it's very private and you don't want to open it up, then maybe consider joining Twitter and making a public account just to amplify Dan's message, because your followers don't matter, because at the end of the day, it's about all of us just amplifying his message. So it's not about the followers that you have. So I hope that makes sense. Ashley, I forgot I didn't tag him on that post. That's so funny. No, it's perfect because I found you anyways, and that's exactly perfect for training. So Instagram is a little different, and I'm sorry I don't have it pulled up, but I go over it in the social amplifiers training video about what to do there. Instagram does have its challenges in regards to the search feature, but what we ask you to do basically is go on Dan Forest's Instagram and interact with the comments and like the comments and post stuff to stories. And just, as you can see, Ashley is an Instagram chair, but she is active on Facebook and Twitter. So just don't limit yourself. Everything that we do makes a difference. Are there any other questions? Y'all have been really great. I know I didn't cover everything that well. Somebody has to have. Good, no questions? Raise your hand. No? Okay. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through, you should have registered. Like I said, I'm gonna get your email. So give me a few minutes and I'm gonna send you an invitation. It'll be straight from Slack. I'll follow up with my email for you to join us on Slack. Just get started, update your profile picture, watch the video, say hello. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Oh, yes, Brandon. Example, run Forest Run hashtag. I think I covered that in the Twitter training video. So listen, I expect, we're not going to stop here. This is just really to get you on Slack and get you started. We're going to follow up with more training or, answer any questions you may have. So thank you so much. We are just really excited as we head into these final days. I don't want to keep you. If you have any questions, email me or message me on Slack. Thank you guys. Y'all have a great night. Bye.